Oh, we're back. Goddamn. Look at that. We're back, guys. And tonight we're going to talk to you about a little bit of something here. Torture testing, civilian guns. Is it worth it? Or is it good? Is it bad? Hang out and we'll find out. All right, everybody. We're here.
Back.
We're back. Before we go any farther, please like and follow the show. We've been getting great support and great responses from all you guys. I just want to push you guys to continue to do that even more. Like us on YouTube. We're on YouTube, Two Alphas Talk. We're on Rumble, the Two Alphas Talk. We have a channel on Rumble. Please go and subscribe to our channel on Rumble. And we're also on Twitch. And that's, I don't know why we're there, but it's funny. And we're also on, I think we're on, can you see me on IG? I don't know if we're there or not. Yeah. And I can't see it from my end. And so like the shows if you want to participate. I don't think we're on IG at all. I think it failed.
No, we're not.
Yeah, it didn't come through.
That thing is so finicky, bro.
Yeah, it definitely failed. It was previewing, but it failed. So I can just take this down. Yep. That sucks. That sucks. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sick of that. And so before we go any farther, let's go ahead and thank the sponsor. And would have been on IG. So sorry, IG people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Type in Saber Team Tactical. And before you go any farther, we got Right to Bear. It's a right there on the bottom left hand side. Use promotion code SABER and save you $2 a month for the amazing discounts if you get involved with your fists, if you get involved with any type of weapon, blunt object, and it'll help you bail you out of jail. And also they will provide legal representation for you. So that'll also help you guys fight your court case. Even if you're convicted, they still will protect you. Legal representation. And so you can't go, huh?
Check out G. I hear.
No, that was I was just pulling Rumble up.
Okay.
And from there, go to classes, and there you go, Al.
Yep, and we will continue to do one-on-one private training, just as though you were in a group of 15 or 20 people. But we will have all eyes on you. We'll give you full time and attention. We do an assessment, as we always talk about. We do an assessment, see where you are, and we move from there. We don't nickel and dime, and since it's a basic class, we're going to start at basic. If you're an intermediate shooter, or if you're a marginal, right in the middle between an intermediate and an advanced shooter, we'll make sure we get to intermediate. We make sure you get to an advanced. So we'll push you. We can do it, and on top of that, one thing that I'm adding nowadays, we do demonstrations. All three of us, we do demonstrations. We will shoot right in front of you and let you see. We don't say, well, do this and watch you do it first. We demonstrate. So keep that in mind. All right. So the next thing is any of these topics in here, because I've seen some things recently and I've had people ask me, and that's another topic, but I've had people ask me about that. And I was like,
Oh, about people not doing demonstrations, or do you?
Instructors not doing demonstrations.
Right.
In the class, and the instructor didn't shoot it not one time. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. New instructor. So I figured out who the person was, and it's like, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
All right. So any of these topics that we have listed on the website, you can call us up. You can send us an email, social media, and say this is what you want to work on, and we will bring that course to you. Small groups are welcome if you don't want to sign up for one of the group dates that we already have, and you have a different date that you want. Sign up for that. We'll bring it out to you, and we'll rock and roll. Rock it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, because August 25th, I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
So we got the classes here that are already have dates, or the rifle and PCC class, and that class is a good class to learn how to rock and roll with your rifle or PCC as though you were using a pistol. Trust me, the man is fast, and I've seen him. And it's a good class to attend. Then we go back up to the other one, trying to go chronological.
Yeah, I probably need to change this somewhere around.
Conceal carry, stop the bleed medical cast. That's a good one because that's like an everyday situation. You're carrying a handgun. Maybe you have a bag with something a little larger in it, and something happens. You need to stop the bleed. That class right there. Teach you how to do tourniquets and Israeli bandage and triage. Then we go down.
Okay.
And then we have the Stop the Bleed medical and rifle battle class. That class is another good one. It's like a carryover from the other one, but this time you're in a group and you're working with others, whether you bring a friend or you meet a friend when you get there. That's a great class because, again, you learn how to stop the bleed. But this time you know how to move people, you know how to secure the area, things like that. If you've never done anything like that before, this is the class for you because this will give you that experience. And not only does it give you experience in a sanitary environment where you're not getting shot, now you have some training to go back and take to your family, friends, and things like that. What's the next one? And then the end of the year, rifle and tactical gear class, only open to intermediate shooters or above. You have to know how to run your firearms and keep them up. Can't ask for help. We're not working on marksmanship. If you can't hit the target, it's about movement and working in a cohesive group, following your responsibilities to a team. It's really everyone that we've had do it has always given us thumbs up, and they tell us how expended they are at the end of the day. Full Yep. And then the last but not least, we're gonna have a meet and greet coming up in April, and that's going to be a real good time. April 21st at South River Gun Club. It's open to shooters of all levels. We'll work with you on this one. If you got a gun for the first rifle for the first time, and you come out to this class, we'll help you get through it. We're gonna. I'm not gonna give too much away, but there will be plenty of courses of fire. Some that you will look at and go, "What the hell is he thinking?" And then there's some that you, "Oh man, that's fun." So it's a good time.
What the hell am I thinking of?
What the hell is he think? I've looked at some of them before when we were out there, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And we got through every one of them with people who
Right.
have never shot pistols before. So we
Yeah.
amaze ourselves sometimes.
Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. At that. Go up to the top and go to laser engraving. Have a video, some leather patches. Also, some of the work I've done. Your magazines. Some novelty items. No, I do not do rifles or guns. Don't have an FFL anymore. So send me an email if you want something done, portraits, anything personal. sabertoontattoo@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. I think the next show I got coming up here is sometime after April. That's going to be at um, Glen Miller's Park in Marietta. That's a 2-day show. So, all right. Hey, WK, thank you for watching the show. And think we got the music fixed where it's not drowning us out. And 702, thank you for supporting the show too. And so let's talk about torture tests. Why you come up with this one now?
Well, the reason why is I was looking at some videos on YouTube, and I seen a lot of the guys, the new guys too, because we got the old guys that have been around on YouTubers, and you got these new guys. And I'm trying to give them a chance. And these guys are going out and they're torture testing pistols that everyday carry pistols for civilians. And I mean, dragging them through mud, running them over with cars. They didn't do the ice test or anything like that, but they're doing like dropping guns and seeing which one works. And I was like, wow, that's where you treat your gun on a regular basis. Like we don't go through field maneuvers. My thing was I don't know. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm not that. Maybe I don't do that. And whatever. Maybe it's a trend that's going on. And I saw them not only doing it with handguns, they started doing it with rifles. And I'm like the average citizen that has rifles and doesn't hunt, that just goes to the range from time to time and shoots. Even competitors, you don't torture the gun like that. Guys in the military, some of those things happen because they are in certain environments, right? But even then, they're not running regularly on a regular basis, running guns over with trucks. There was one back in the day when a guy he ran it over with a half track, and it's like okay, and the gun survived. Then they did that, they want to see what I got you. But what I want to ask, and we got a lot of intelligentsia out there. What I want to ask is, do you think it's reasonable to put, say, like a Taurus or a Ruger? That's midline, even a Glock. Put those guns
Springfield.
through a test that's so rigorous that it stands up to military guidelines, not just lubricated 5,000 round test, you know, 1,000 round test, 500 round test, whatever you want to put the mark. Is that a viable test? I think. All right, and another one, the crazy one. I hear people all the time and they say that the gun is reliable, and I said, what makes it reliable? I've never had a jam in it. So your expectation was to have a jam, and if it didn't have a jam, it's a reliable gun. So what about if the parts break down in a certain period of time, like 5 years from now? You're not concerned about the parts; you're just making sure that it shoots.
Especially on a
So
Turkish gun.
oh shit! There we go. You started early. Here come your boy. I
Oh
can feel it
shit.
coming. I can feel it coming.
Oh my god. I
But
had to, dude.
um, yeah, yeah. But see, same thing. So all right, let's take a Turkish shotgun. For the most part, pump shotguns, you as long as the shell goes into that tube, it's gonna fire. But yet,
Hmm.
at the same time, if it doesn't, is it unreliable? And maybe it's the thing I sent to the other group. The guy had no clue what he was doing. He had a 32 round extended magazine in a looked like a G2C, and it basically turned it into a bolt action pistol, where every time he pulled the trigger, he had the racket pull, shoot, rack, shoot, rack, shoot, rack, and it's like okay, either the gun's overly dry, it's malfunction, or has something totally wrong with it. The magazine may be faulty. As we all know, majority of your malfunctions come from magazines. So you're putting in a aftermarket magazine that's not probably not designed for this gun. The angles, whatever. Oh, and then he was holding the magazine at one time. All right. So there's all kind of things that induce malfunctions that is not related to the gun itself, but yet we call certain guns cheap. I'm not including High Point or Jimenez in this because they are Saturday Night Specials. But some of these tourists, they're trying. They're trying. They're making their way back or making their way up, should I say? And then Ruger. Ruger's a decent manufacturer and a decent customer service. So they're in that same economical value range. You know,
Hmm. So
I knew it was coming.
yeah, the Turkish gun. All right, let's catch up with some things before I chime in here.
They got
All
P
right,
Walker first.
Miss P Walker, how you doing? Thank you for supporting the show. When
You
you
said when
learn
they
the new
learned the
rules,
rules, they changed the game. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and
He was laughing.
so yeah, she was laughing. So
Oh, P Walker. Damn.
Mr.
Yeah. I gotta apologize
Yes,
for that.
WK. They don't test Turkish piece of shits. Firearms. Most won't last 500 rounds, and a lot of the triggers break the first time shot,
First
which is
time
true.
shot. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
So these are guys saying that the reliability that they achieve in certain firearms based upon it not jamming. But is
Hmm.
that the only um, benchmark that we give a firearm is that it doesn't jam. What about like the sights for Glock, for example? Everybody, I mean, and I'm not a fan, but I'm not against Glocks. But I do understand that that plastic little doohickeys that they throw in there with the for sights, they're left. You got to change those, right? So automatically you're looking at another expenditure when you buy a Glock, if you have any sense. And I'm not putting new people down because they just don't know any better. But once you understand that that sight, not only, let me back up because I'm going to contradict myself, because I've seen guys that use those sites and they went through competition as well as training and rack the slide with those sites, and it worked. And I'm talking about maybe 75, 80 times within the class, and it didn't fall off. As I was just waiting for that thing to pop out any minute now, and it
Well, the
didn't fall
Glock
off.
sights are metal. They're not plastic. The
No,
fake ones are plastic.
no,
They're
no, 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 no. This is years ago. I don't know if
oh
y'all
okay.
changed their sites recently. I'm talking about 90s and 2000. Those sites
Oh
were
okay.
plastic.
Yeah, they were plastic.
Those,
Yeah.
and I've seen them get scraped, and that
Mm.
front sight pretty much goes halfway,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just damn near sheared off. That's the
Mm-hmm.
ones right. So, but say for example, Taurus has metal sights. The gun is pretty much a clone of a Glock, the G series, and those guns, if you clean them when you first get them and shoot them, they'll be better. But I've seen people complain and even want to send the gun back to Taurus based upon it not functioning, but they didn't clean it, nor was the gun oiled, which is like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. I don't
And that's
clean
what
no
made me think
oil,
about this.
but
These torture tests. Do we need a torture test to prove a civilian gun worthy?
yeah, I say personally, I say if you're going to carry the gun, yes, you need to torture test it yourself. You need to know
Okay.
what your capability of your firearm is going to be under extreme conditions.
What is your definition of a torture test?
Don't clean it. Don't oil it. That's my torture
Okay,
test.
that's not a torture test.
That
That's
is
not
a
a torture
torture
test.
test.
That's a longevity test.
Well, I guess so, but I'm
Torture
not.
test. I'm saying
You talking
let's
about dropping
define
it
it.
out? I don't. I'm
Yes,
not going
there
to
you
drop it
go.
out of a
See,
helicopter on stuff because
then
I'm
we're
not
in
in. I don't
agreement.
have a helicopter in my
That
real life.
well, you can
You
open
know
the
what I'm
window
saying?
on the third floor.
I am not going to. I don't have a tank to run over my gun. You know what I'm
That's my
saying?
point. That's my
Yeah.
point.
Now I can run
But
over with my car,
but
but
what you
if it get ran over with my car and my gun's on the ground, I'm in deep shit anyway. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you're proving my point. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to say. It's like,
Right.
what do you have to do? And I agree with you. Like any new gun that I have has to go through at least 500 rounds before I actually start carrying it. I don't give a damn if it's a single stack, double stack. I'm not even thinking about carrying it until it goes through 500 rounds. And if sometimes what do you call it, malfunction with ammunition, that's not the gun's fault, right? So I don't
Yeah.
count that. But if I have any of those things and I can't remedy them, then that starts I start to look at the gun in a little funny way.
Yeah. Once I get a gun that's broken in, I don't change. It's just the same gun. So let me catch up on some of these chats.
Hmm.
P. Walker, design, simplicity, environment, resistance, uh, consistent firing.
Yeah, I agree
That's
with that. I agree with
right.
that.
WK said, I shoot OEM stock lock sights with no problems. 1 minute shooting match with stock lock sights.
Hmm.
Yes, they
That's why
work.
you heard me.
Yeah,
I double back on my own damn self.
right. And I think it was another one down here. Okay. P. Walker, complicated mechanism may introduce more points of failure. So firearms with straightforward and proven design often exhibit better reliability. Yes, fanboys take note.
Right. And on the same note that she's saying, that's straightforward and proven, right? So proven means time,
Hmm.
similar to what you're saying. Because one
No,
of the things that I said to a guy recently was just that. He cleans his gun every time he shoots it. And I said,
hmm,
I've told him about your story. And I don't think, I always get the round count mixed up. Sometimes I go up to 10,000, but I know it was somewhere
it's between seven
seven and
and
10,
eight,
right?
7 and
Right.
8.
So I told him something like that. And I said, and when it fell apart or whatever malfunction happened, when he realized it was catastrophic, took it to Glock. They fix it, do whatever they did to it, turn around and tell them to do it again. I said, that's what they want you to do. They want you to push the gun. They don't want
Yeah.
you the gun to live in an artificial environment where you come and feed it every day.
Now, the reason why I said fanboys on this, listen up, because a lot of these fanboys, they get these Glocks and they change out all the OEM parts on them. And the first thing they say is once they start shooting this thing, they take it to a training class or something like that, and the thing jams and malfunctions. Then all of a sudden, they're hating Glock.
Hmm.
You do not have original Glock. You just took a Pinto and you put a Dodge Hemi engine in it from
Hmm.
somebody else and thinking it's going to run right. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that I noticed that you and WK, all three of us would definitely agree on this, is the OEM. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I changed the sights. What else? I put on my competition gun. I think there was a Magwell at one time, but that's it. There's no wholesale jumping out the window on aftermarket products because
Right.
some of them are just fly by night.
Right. And like Pete Walker said, a firearm should function in diverse environment
Hmm.
conditions, resist the elements like dust, water, and extreme temperatures, and critical
It's
for
crucial
reliability.
for life. I
Yes.
agree with that. But
Right.
dragging it through a river, are we going to talk about dragging it through a
I
river?
might, I might, I might do a river crossing. I might swim a river. You know what I'm saying? So I need my gun. If I submerge my gun in complete water
Hmm.
and take it out, it should continue to run. You know what I'm saying?
But then, haven't you ever seen the video where the guy shoots the Glock underwater?
Yes, they work.
So,
Yeah.
but you want to make sure yours does it.
No, I don't need to do that. But if I have to, if I'm wrestling with some fat dude in the water or something, I might be wrestling an alligator one day.
Hey,
You
bro,
know what I'm saying?
is that one of your fantasies?
No,
Okay, I just want to make sure you said that too
I
quick
might
and
be,
it came out. Just I
I
maybe I'll
might be
shoot that.
wrestling an alligator one day. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
okay, that's better because that
So
was
then
too
I
weak.
then I have to shoot the alligator in the water. You
All
know
right.
what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, not the pinto. Yep, the pinto.
Yep. And
And
that's because he's old.
yes,
Pinto reference is just natural for him. He didn't even recognize that as an
yeah,
old car.
yeah. But my torture test is I hate cleaning guns, guys. I hate it with passion. I will not clean them.
Hmm.
If I have a gun and like that 1911, it's sitting back there. I gotta clean it here pretty soon, and and I'm just dreading it. You know what I'm saying? And but
Adrenaline.
all the other guns I have, they haven't been cleaned and they're running well. And I don't throw any oil on them because I want to damage them. I want to break them. I want to see how many rounds it's going to go before it run down. And I do that because if you're let's say when I was in the military, they made us clean our rifles every morning after stand two,
Mm.
and every evening before dinner. And so you clean them twice a day. But now, if you're in maneuvers for 2 or 3 times for a couple of weeks or something like that, you may not have time to clean your rifle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've seen guys with their rifles are completely rusted overseas, and they couldn't even move the bolt because they didn't clean it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
but that's extreme conditions. That's military extreme conditions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because you got the elements, you got mud, you got everything that's happening. We may experience that if you're in that type of environment. But yeah, you might want to go to Ukraine and fight over there. I don't know. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Right.
But that's the only time you're going to experience that.
Hmm.
You know?
But what
Uh,
about that? There's so many people, and there's some of these videos go back years. That they've done it already. What's it called? The AK Union. I forgot the guy's actual name. Now that I'm trying to bring it up, but he's got tons of videos of AKs, especially that he's put through the ringer. And I mean, they put through the ringer. They got a 8 foot drop. They drop it on. They run it over with a car. He's got a lot of acres. It looks like. So he has a stream out there. They drag it through the stream bed. They freeze them. They heat them up. They put them in the dirt. They put them in mud. Take them out. Shoot them with all the crap and the crud all over it. Some make it. Some don't. And they do it
mhm.
over 1,000 some odd rounds. I think it's 1,200 rounds is his benchmark. and some fail and some succeed, and I got that right. Those are guys, I guess, looking for the end of the world situation. But most of us will never have that situation if you don't join the military or wind up in some place where you're like you just mentioned, you're in Ukraine somewhere.
Yeah, and we may see in Ukraine. You never know, but
I said, I got you. I said,
yeah, but it's not enough mud around. It's you're still going to be in an urban environment. So the only thing you're going to be still dealing with in our type of environment is rain, the elements, rain, um, sun. This is what's going to create rust.
yeah,
And so the only thing you'll need is you're going to field strip the gun and wipe it down and put a little oil in it, keep it running. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I got you.
So P. Walker said it may be puddled.
Talking about you and your wrestling match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the Glock will win. Yeah. All right. AK operator, what's up? Not AK operator. Uniform
No,
Tango, what's happening, my
right,
man?
Tango.
Yeah, AK operator union.
Actually, he's
Rooski.
doing that. That's how I found out about AK Operator Union back in the day. He turned me on to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rovsky.
And yeah. Well,
I
which is
first
true.
read that, I thought it said South Africa.
South Atlanta. Which is true. It's a lot of woods down there, a lot of hoods
Yep.
down there. And that's the boonies in some of those areas. And then you also got North Georgia, which is completely woods and hills. You know what I'm saying? And so you'll have all those conditions. What's the biggest torture test a lot of people need to put their everyday carrier through? Yeah, he called it Atlantic scan.
Atlantistan.
The biggest torture test you guys need to put your firearms through. And Glock is the only one that I know will survive it. Is don't clean them, don't oil them, and just shoot until it completely destroys itself and or seize up. And Glock is the only company I know that you can take your firearm to. But I think PSA is probably the same way. And you can take it to, and they'll say, do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
we have an example of that. Can't use it on air, but the two of us know that
Yeah.
PSA is a stand-up company when it comes to their
yes. Yeah, they will stand up even
if the operator is at fault.
Yeah, they will stand up for the product. It's 100% lifetime warranty, and they stand and back that 100%. And it's amazing to see a company like that. And you man, it just made me a PSA man all over when that happened. I was like, oh Lord.
Oh man! And when you get down there,
Okay.
at the, uniform.
Okay, uniform tango.
Mm-hmm.
North Texas is like Ukraine, flat patches
of forest.
of forest, and the dirt up here is clay. So when you get wet, it's like Ukraine. Mm.
He shoots outside too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he may have, and that's the thing. What P. Walker said earlier about the dust and grime and things like that in your environment, your pretty much everyday environment. I got that. I'm still want to know, does anybody think it's valid to take your firearm, whether it's loaded or not, and I drop it off of 8-foot, 10-foot, 12-foot perch and pick it up and see if it still fires? Now I wouldn't do that with a 320.
No, because it will fire. It'll fire while you're doing it, while you're doing the torture test. And so P. Walker said, then take it to Smyrna for restoration.
I was talking about you.
Yeah. So yeah, which is true. So you guys know what happened with Glock and SIG. The reason why Glock lost the contract with the military. Well, they dropped both those guns. It was one of the tests. They dropped those guns in a mud and picked up, and the Glock had 8 malfunctions, and the SIG had I think it was 4 or 6.
Mm.
It was less. So that's why they decided to go with the SIG, because it had less malfunctions under the mud stress test. So, which is stupid. They lost a superior firearm over a mud test. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, see, that's my all right. Add just what you just said. I'm gonna add that to it. So for us, do you pick something that has a few less malfunctions versus something else in an adverse situation?
so for me, I'm about uh, how many rounds can I shoot before it breaks? That's me. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm not concerned about throwing it across the room or getting it ran over by a car or something like that. Because if my gun comes out of my hand and it's across the way, something just happened to me that was pretty devastating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm serious. If that gun comes out
Yeah.
of my hand, something just happened really bad.
Hmm.
And so I'm probably not going to be focusing on getting that firearm real quick because I'm too busy doing an assessment on myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I have another weapon I can get to. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Right.
But I I would just count it as a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I hear what you're saying, right? But does that prior to that incident of you and a gun scuttling across the road, is there still an opportunity prior to that for you to say, I'm going to put this in ice overnight, and tomorrow morning I'm going to try to shoot it once I chip it out?
No,
Thank you.
there's no reason for me to do that.
Okay,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
that's what I'm seeing on.
Even
That's what made me
even
think, what the hell is he
even
doing?
in the military, we had no reasons to put our weapons to be frozen and to shoot them. Now, if you're going to have them in your hand all out all night, and if when it went down to freezing temperatures, you just put some of that crappy break free on there,
Hmm.
and that stuff is, it's got an anti de-icing agent in it, and it'll never freeze up. You just
Gotcha.
saturate the gun with it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you kept the thing warm because you slept with it. It didn't stay outside in the elements. You
Right.
know what I'm
So,
saying?
see, that was some of the other things that I really couldn't understand. I mean, I know a lot of these guys are new. They're trying to put out new content, things of that nature, and they're probably just revisiting old torture tests. But the thing to me was, is there a point to this? It's like,
I
at the end of the day, when you did all the torture, one of these guys, whatever video you pick, even Rob Ski, at the end of the day, what do we glean from that? What is it? What's the point?
You can probably, if you if if you're looking at a gun like I do for performance,
Hmm.
then I'll probably glance at the torture test and see what they did and see if the sights fall off, see if something breaks off the gun. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
mostly, my whole thing with firearms, especially handguns and rifles, is performance.
Okay.
How many rounds can I put through this baby at a maximum level without cleaning this thing? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And just running it like a beast. And will it hold up to that? Because a lot of guns won't hold up to that. You know what
That's
I'm
my. I'm
saying?
coming to. I got another one. Go ahead and catch up.
Yeah.
I
Let me
got
go
another
ahead
one.
and get some of these
Hmm.
chats in here. Uh, P
P
Walker.
Walker. You can get away
You.
with that with a Glock, but not a stick. We're talking about the drop test. And
Oh
Shannon,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
absolutely right. Especially if
yeah,
you get
yeah. You don't even have to
the
drop the
sweet
sig.
spot. Get the
320.
sweet
You can just
spot.
look at it and the damn thing will go off.
Damn. Thank you, WK.
WK, hit the thumbs up. That's right, people. We're on YouTube. We're on um, Rumble. And go ahead and hit the thumbs up on YouTube and Rumble. We got a bunch of you guys in here on Rumble watching the show right now.
Yeah,
And as
please, if you're on
always,
Rumble, one favor, please push that subscriber number over 19. We'd like to hit 20. We know for whatever reason, we know there's more people out there that watch it. Just a
and this is how
smidge.
you do it, people on Rumble. Um, Go to the search bar, type in the Two Alphas Talk, and come up on our channel and subscribe to that channel, and it'll bring us up subscribers. All right. And like the show. That's all you got to do, guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. P3, I see you over there on Rumble. And thank you for supporting the show. And because I can see it on both places.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this right here? Uniform Tango said most of these tests are unrealistic. Even some of the testers have stated in their videos. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna touch that next because
Right. Somebody probably put barbecue sauce on there to see if it happens. Barbecue sauce.
Wow.
Yeah, rub some chicken feet on it, something like that. All right.
This guy.
WK. So what's the likelihood of an average person that would be in extreme conditions, such as mud, submerged in water, gun dropped many feet?
Feet in everyday carry.
In the everyday carry. It's about
this is the third time.
It's about one
in 2024 is gonna be our year, bro.
I think it's gonna be about one out of 99 that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? One out of, because people don't like to walk, so you're not gonna be in the mud. You're not gonna be in extreme conditions. In the water. How many people who's gonna want to swim with gear on?
Right. Well, that's back to you and the fat man in the water. So back to that.
I mean, how many people know how to make a improvised bladder that you can take all your gear and float? Mm-hmm. Not that many. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dropping your gun from many feet. If I drop my gun on a 2 or 3 story building, I'm not gonna run down there and try to retrieve it. I'm gonna try to,
You're trying to save my life.
Yeah, it's something else that's done happen. Yeah, and like Uniform Tango said, not likely.
Right. Not likely. So until Al comes back, what I'm going to talk about is this one. Right here.
Oh, we lost the show. Look at that. What happened?
You back? I think.
Yeah, I caught it. I looked down for a minute. It was like, just happened.
In reference to the unrealistic part, right? This is what I was getting at with Uniform Tango. He sent me a video, and one of the things I started to look at, and that's when kind of gave me that jump off to looking at other new people. Dude was firing a semi-automatic upper. Now, I know somebody's gonna say they're all the same. No, they're not. So they had a bolt in it for full auto. He fired it and lit the barrel up. And I wanted to say, what was that gun? He thought it would last longer. And Daniel Defense. So the Daniel Defense goes like 800 rounds and just totally shit the bed. There's nothing left to it. It can't fire. They struggled around 600 to get it back up to, and then did another 200 rounds, and then it's done. And I was sitting there like, they're really bashing Daniel Defense and thought that it would be better. And I'm thinking, okay, I hear you thinking it would be better, but who's gonna shoot it like that? Full auto. Up to 800 rounds it lasted, but the gun is designed for semi-automatic fire. Now, you guys tell me, maybe I'm missing something.
Oh, you ain't missing nothing. I mean, that's an idiot.
And there was multiples. And that's what Uniform Tango said. There was another one where the guy said, he mentions it in the beginning of the video. He says, thanks for watching me as I do this lunacy. I know it's unrealistic, and it keeps going. And I'm like, wow. So, it's a show. And dude, they have followers, like people who are like thanking them for the expenditure because there's a lot of ammo. They're not aiming at anything. They're just shooting into the abyss. And it's just about the amount of ammunition that can go through that gun. And they're burning these barrels out, burning guns out, and giving it a rating. And I'm like, Daniel Defense is a decent gun, right? We can talk about it all day long. It works just the same as a PSA, in my opinion. So the extra money is for people who like the D&D on the side of the gun, and that's cool. But in order for you to, as we talk about realistic, in order for you to gauge it, give it a chance.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, even machine guns, you can burn the barrels out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it happen. You can get them smoking hot; those barrels warp. Yeah. And so you don't just hold the trigger down and just burn something down. You just don't do that. You always have to shoot in bursts. Right. You know what I'm saying? To keep the barrel cool, keep the harmonics going, and if the barrel gets too hot, especially on a machine gun, what's the first thing we do? We swap barrels.
Right. But
Yeah.
you also think about this: those guns, the actual design of them, don't allow for that much heat to escape when it's a semi-automatic design. So the gun is going to store up a lot of heat because it's designed to, like what you said. Even in
Oh,
the weapons and gear class, those barrels get hot, and
yes, they
guys are
do.
throwing out a lot of lead.
And
It's
those are
not on
chrome
full
line.
auto.
Yeah.
It's not on full auto, but those guys are putting out a lot of lead down range.
Right.
And guess what? That we don't have any catastrophic failures based upon all those guns are designed for semi-automatic.
But even like I said, even in machine guns, look at the
Mm-hmm.
50 cal machine gun. It's just a barrel. It's no heat shroud. It's
Yeah.
nothing to dissipate the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So the barrel itself, it gets red hot.
Yep.
I mean, it gets so hot you can see it glow in
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the day. And so it's just then you gotta change the barrel out while it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get they give you some heavy duty gloves and you just change that barrel out, put another one on and keep
Mm-hmm.
on rocking. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I've seen those gloves stick to the barrel.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, and
Oh
I've seen
man.
some people's hands stick to those barrels too.
Damn.
Some idiots.
Mm-hmm. What
But
Uniform Tango said, and he agrees that heat and sustained amount of rounds is what kills
it
barrels.
was kills a barrel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
And
there you go.
yep. So P3 reminds us that Hollywood shows that you just pee on the barrel and brings it back down to
Yeah. You
room
ever smell
temperature.
hot pee?
Well,
It
yes, I
stinks.
grew up in
It
New York
stinks.
subways, man. Of course, I smell hot pee.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Uh,
disgusting. Thank you for
yeah,
that memory,
Hollywood.
Al.
Yeah.
Yep. And those that have the dollars to blow, idiot. Yeah, and you know what? You know what, P. Walker? These guys are sponsored. When you look at their videos, they're sponsored by ammunition companies, and I'm telling you, they're dropping at least a whole case, 1,000 case, not the new kind of
And the
case, but a
Daniel
1,000 round
Defense
case.
upper receiver, it starts out over $700.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
cheap.
nope. But like she said, these guys are number one IDOTs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I got you. But the thing is, I don't know what is a good torture test. I think what I tell people when in reference to it, once you get past your threshold, 200 rounds may be good for you, 1,000 rounds may be good, maybe your number, 100 rounds may be good, be your number. But once you get to that, you move forward, right? I think the gun at that point should be good, good to go. After that, if you find it, for me, for example, my 34, I'm like you, I don't clean that thing. I shoot almost maybe 2,000 rounds in between cleanings, and I know when I need to clean it because it starts to have malfunctions. It's not the gun, it's me. I didn't clean it. I didn't give it the best opportunity to perform properly. So I clean it, clean out the striker, clean out the firing pin. Works but just as reliable as ever.
Yeah, you rubbing on yours though, right?
Well, after a couple thousand rounds, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
do
but
like you. You do years, bro. You do years between cleaning. Like, that. I'll tell the
hey,
story another time when we first got together and we were up in Rockmont,
yeah,
and you looking
but
at me like I'm crazy. I
but
was like,
it's
bro,
it's a, it's I this is the only gun I trust. I mean, I trust it. I know if I pull it off this hip and pull that trigger, it's gonna go bang.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter how much goober dust I got in my holster.
mm-hmm,
You know, it's still gonna work. I
right,
know it's gonna work. You know, it's been proven that it's gonna work. And so, I mean, you got to have that reliability and trust that
mm-hmm,
because you lay your life down on with these firearms. So,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And like to say, the only gun I carry is Glock. Glock is perfection to me. You know what I'm saying? Some of you fanboys out there maybe want to run with Taurus or revolvers and all this other stuff, but I know what a Glock can do. So that's what made me fall in love with one.
Well, I think it's also from experiences too. I think once you have an experience with the product, you're willing to go back to that manufacturer and buy the next product.
Hmm.
They also like for you and me both, we have experiences with other like weapon mounted lights. It's you something that it gets under our skin because it's like that's for you, then do it. Everyone doesn't have to have it, and people who don't have a weapon mounted light doesn't mean that they're not ready for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? The thing is, when you have a weapon mounted light, and I've done this, I've had two people who really did it successfully out of about 12. Go on the range, we're taking a class, we're going through some drills. Every time you fire the gun, put the light on. Every time you don't need to fire the gun, turn the light off. First, only tell them one time. During the class, during that whole time, I'm pointing to the ground because the light's on in the holster.
Okay.
Outside the waistband holster. I'm looking at the light beaming down the side of his leg.
Right. Right.
And
He's
then that
looking
was the
stupid.
pistol guy. Then the guy with the rifle, same
Did the
thing.
same thing.
He's decking. He's securing the rifle, walking around with the flashlight on. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'm telling him this, and he's like, damn. So 4 or 5 iterations in a row, he's got it. The sixth one, boom, back down,
Right.
back down.
Yeah.
So
It-
those things happen, and but you have to train with it, and
yeah.
to the point where it's almost like breathing. And if
Yeah.
you can't do it to that level, I don't want it.
Yeah. All right. Let's catch up on some of the chats.
Yep, the brick is king.
Yeah.
Well, you got
Yeah. 100%. The uniform tangle. The brick is king. Right.
Yep.
It's an ugly brick, but it works. P. Walker, tell people to change out the defense ammo in EDC every couple months. You do not have to do that, and I'll tell you why. Compacting the powder is not good. It's not a good mix. You don't have to change out any ammunition once you put in your magazine. It can stay in there for a long time, as long as it stays dry. Military, once you deploy, you get ammunition. They don't change it out. You keep it the whole time until you shoot it. So you can be trucking and carrying on through the mud and all this other stuff, and you haven't shot for a while or whatever. You may be on deployment for 6 months, haven't shot. That ammunition is still going to be with you. You're not going to change it out and get fresh ammunition. It doesn't exist. So as long as it doesn't get wet, and you check the back of the primer and still see the seal on the primer is still there, the green seal or red seal, if it's still there, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? That's an old myth, and you really don't have to worry about that one. Let's see what else. I know what my CZ will do. Probably fall apart.
Oh man,
Because CZ was known to have a trigger problem.
that was in 1970.
Huh?
That was in 1970s.
That was the
An
1970s?
80 version. I mean, they cleaned up real good in the 80s.
Oh, they
and
did?
90s.
They fixed them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, the CZ,
Okay.
you get it, man. Boy, I'm talking about these P models now.
Ah.
75.
All right. P. Walker, it may be soon, depending on how much you're handling the firearm. Let's see.
Thank you for enlightening me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for enlightening me. CZ stands for can't zoot.
Damn, bro. These dudes, if it's not
Oh, my
made right
God.
here in good old America, these boys don't like them.
Oh my
Right here in
God.
good old America.
Y'all tripping.
Glock, wait a minute.
Come on.
Glock was
Tell us about your CZ 702. We believe you, man. But
Glock wasn't made in America.
No, it wasn't. It's not an
It
American
found
made
its
gun.
home here. Right.
It's
So what's wrong with CZ? Yo, you don't like?
No,
because
I
hipsters
just
like it?
know I knew in the when I was shooting competition that the CZ had problems, and the CZ broke in mid the heighten of the shooting area. You know what I'm saying?
What about the other one?
You trying to say we're clowns?
yeah,
Come on, man. 702. Come on. Tell me about your CZ, man. Come on. And so
What's that other one? The Springfield, the XD. The
XD was another piece of crap. It broke. Remember the what was it? The safety gate?
There was something inside of it, and it was scary.
It broke. And then Springfield would not honor to fix the gun because the gun was not actually being made in the United States. It was being made in Turkey. So that was the biggest problem. So everybody was contacting Springfield to get their guns repaired, and Springfield was like, "Screw you! You're gonna have to contact this person right here." So that's when everybody was like, "Screw Springfield! We're not buying no more Springfields." Remember, Springfield was coming out with all these hot lines, the XD versions.
A company called RK, I believe, RT product, something like that. That's people were finding the other company's gun without the Springfield markings on it. It was identical.
Mm-hmm.
and that was the cause of a lot of problems for them. And then they
Mm-hmm.
finally admitted every gun that even the ones out today. I think the 1911s are made by them, and then the Prodigy, the Hellcat, and of course the XD are made by this other RT, RK, whatever, some other company.
Mm-hmm. And that's where they had a lot of the problems from.
Hmm.
Yeah, and because I remember at the NRA show, people used to go up there and talk smack to them at the NRA show, and they couldn't say anything. It was like, okay, but then
Yeah, yeah,
they came out with their whole line of the XD version all the way up to the 45, and um, people were buying it, and but once they had that problem, everybody started putting all their guns in the market and started selling them, getting rid of
hmm
them. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I seen the XD versions in competition crash. I seen them crash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where they broke. All right, here we go. 702. PO7, the PO1, and the
Yeah.
92 most reliable pistols on the planet. Not on the planet. Get out of here.
Well, that's what he's standing up for his brand, bro. But
Okay,
just like
not
you
on,
and your Glock.
not on the planet. You know,
Yeah.
P Walker. I have a CZ, but I have not put it through a test yet. I like to feel it. I like the feel of it, and the verdict is still out. Okay,
Mhm.
throw it in the washroom, throw it in the dishwasher tonight, and,
Damn, man.
and pull it out and see if it works in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm-mm.
Throw it in the laundry chute or something like that. All right. WK said
It's made
made
in
in
Croatia,
Croatia,
Springfield. Hmm.
the Springfield.
Yep.
That's where it was made.
Yep.
That's the what Uniform Tango was saying,
Yep.
Croatia. I didn't understand what he was saying that for. And so, yep, that's funny. And yeah, I mean, for what we have, yeah, okay. All right, thank you, Uniform Tango. Yeah, it was made in Croatia.
Hmm.
And Croatia at the time was having, no, that was way right after the war in Croatia. So they was coming back up on the market. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I watched a video recently with them guys, the Croatians, and they were saying the same thing during the war. Were able to come up with new innovations for their products, not only for
Hmm.
CZ but a couple of the other companies.
Yeah, they made that flaw.
Hmm.
I mean, because XD was the hottest thing on the market at the time. It was outselling, outpacing Glock,
Hmm.
because everybody liked the look, the way it felt in your hand. And the gun was actually a pretty good shooting gun. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
think a lot of new people like that because new people always first thing they say, does it have a safety on it? Does it have a safety on it?
Well, the XD didn't have a safety. The safety was in the trigger,
No, the
just
safety is
like
on
the
the
Glock.
grip. It has a grip safety. That's the purpose. It separates it from a Glock. It's a grip safety on it.
What are you talking about? That it was a
The little,
back grip safety.
the little tab on the back
I
allows
can't
it.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
I've owned several of them. I can't remember. I still got one in the safe, and
Mm-mm.
it's a tactical one,
It's probably
tactical
got a
XD.
recall. I'll give you $50 for it.
Yeah, get out of here. We won that thing for free.
Get it out your hands.
$50.
Yeah,
Yeah, get
that's a
out of
bargain,
here.
man.
Uniform Tango say he remembers. Yeah. And but they were just crap. So I sold them. They sold like hotcakes. I ended up getting my money back and then some on every single gun. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because people didn't know. It was like, oh man, this is the hottest. It was like selling a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back then. So people just stupid newbies.
Mm. And that's the thing is a lot of times when new people don't have a clue, and then they're out there and they pick up the new thing because it's got a lot of pub. A
Hmm.
lot of people talking
P3
about it.
P3 Tactical said it had a grip safety. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I don't even remember that grip safety.
And a trigger and a trigger
And
safety.
the trigger safety too. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was a grip safety that I think that was the one that was breaking. It was one of the
Yep.
safety that was breaking. Yeah, and it was causing the gun to get accidental discharges and stuff.
Right.
You know.
So back to P. Walker's comment about the ammo. It's a lot. I've went through three different websites right now, and it go back and forth. Some people say what you said, Al, and other people are saying 6 months to a year. And in the old days, as a police officer, we used to change out every year. Every year, you change the ammunition for the entire department. It wasn't necessary, but it was just to make sure you got fresh ammo. So a lot of it is, I think it's called bullet setback, where if you take the unload the gun every night and you take the bullet out, and it may push the bullet actually into the casing a little farther, and that's what they're kind of saying. If your bullet is a little shorter, then you may want to switch that out. But
Yeah, if it's shorter, that's because that's a bad crimp.
mhm.
That's the only reason the
But
bullet's
over
moving.
time, that any crimp could get pushed in. If you're taking the gun out and the bullet is designed to go into the barrel or into the chamber one time,
Hmm.
so if you're doing it every night, and I know people who unload their guns every night, and they unload the gun and then they put it back in, and don't rotate that round. So you're doing the same round over and over and over. And I've seen them
The
change
bullet
a
gets
nine
longer.
millimeter into a 380. Yeah, it gets shorter.
No, it
It,
should
it,
get
it
shorter. It
pushes
should get longer.
it pushes the bullet into the casing because every time it hits,
How?
it's pushing in. It does
Oh, you're
this.
talking about the feed ramp.
Right. The
It's
feed is
hitting the
pushing.
ramp and pushing
Yes,
up.
sir. And
Yeah.
that causes it to push back. And after a while, you got a little half mini nine. Probably where they came up with that idea for that Smith and Wesson 30 Super.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does change the pressure
Hmm.
when it's
I
smashed
think
in.
that's what I said when
How
she said that. I heard it, and
but
it's kind of like,
however, you're
mhm,
going to change out ammunition that's been sitting in your magazines
right.
for ammunition that's been sitting in boxes on the shelf at the store. So it's
Hmm.
no difference. Now the only thing that you can consider is the ammunition has been jostled around a lot. Now the only time that's going to happen is really serious vibration that you moving your ammunition up and down and shaking it a lot, and then you can change the powder, um, the chemical imbalance of the powder down from a pistol to a rifle by breaking the powder down into a finer component.
Mm.
But that takes a lot. You know what I'm
Right, and
saying?
there's years,
Yeah.
and or at least months.
Yeah, that
But
takes a
yeah, I
lot.
would just wanted to let it be known that um, there's a lot of stuff out there. You got to sift through it and then make the
Yeah.
decision for yourself. Because when
And
I'm
a,
also reading some stuff, and basically what you're saying, what you said, Al, if you're not in an environment where you're going from moist to cold to dry to wet again, you don't need to change it.
no,
If it's a what do you call it, a night table gun, and it's not going anywhere. It's not even being put on your body. You have to change
dude,
it. Mhm.
military don't give you different ammunition even if it's raining. It can be goddamn snowing. It could be fucking a blizzard. They they be like, you got it, you keep it, you maintain it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're not giving you you ain't gonna raise your hand and say, hey Sarge, I need some fresh ammo.
I hear you, but
It's not
I'm
gonna
also
happen.
saying, in the civilian world, what do we do? Follow me. What do you do? You have to base it upon something. And as you said, in the military, they have a different rule set. They have a different way of engaging. There's a different way of supplying. In the civilian world, we have the opportunity to go down to our local gun store
You
and
get some
buy
fresh
ammunition
stuff.
tomorrow. You can buy it
Yeah.
tomorrow if you want it. If you want to
Now, I'm
change
not
out every
throwing out the
three
old.
weeks,
I'm gonna keep it.
right? But shoot it. Some people shoot.
Yeah. Right.
And one of
It's
the things that I used to do with folks, and I would tell them, shoot your ammo right there, the way you're carrying it. Just see what happens. That way,
and
you
see,
know if it was good or bad.
and let me break another old myth. Keeping your magazines full. A lot of people dump their magazines out every night and thinking they're letting the springs rest.
Mm-mm.
It takes years with the new technology of the springs nowadays for them to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
So you looking at, I'm gonna go way back. Go back to the Vietnam era when the guys used to go out on patrol and they carried nothing but magazines full. And they'd be out there for a couple of weeks. You had infantry units be out there for 30, 40 some days, on patrol,
Mm-hmm.
looking for seeking destroys. And so the magazines will not decompress. You know what I'm saying? Not unless you got the magazines full of mud or something like that. But not nowadays with the new magazines we have, the new springs. You can keep them loaded, and they will continue to drive on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right. P. Walker, when you manipulate a magazine or banging it on a hard surface, does it impact the powder? You have to do it like you have one of those agitators for reloading. If you have an agitator for reloading, the walnut mix and stuff, if you take ammunition, put it in there instead of sit for 30 minutes, it's going to change the components of it. It's going to re-break it down. That's what it takes. That type of agitation. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you probably throw it in the wash machine or throw it in the dryer after, it'll probably be broke down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been agitated a lot. And the water is going to get in there and mess up the primers and all types of other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Uniform Tango, it's compress and a release of the spring that kills it. Yep.
And the magazines. Yep.
In the magazines. Yep. That's exactly. Let's see.
And the new materials that they're using, they're making those springs out of. You know, it's fantastic. So you don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah, and Uniform Tango, he said P. Walker no on the agitation. Yeah. So we got a lot of guys in here are reloaders and stuff too. And yeah, and you're also too, P. Walker, from what I understand. And well, it's a lot of these guys. Yeah, there it is right there. Tumblr. You gotta have a Tumblr. Thank you, WK. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, something like that. You know, if you can do that, Tumblr, that's a lot of vibration. You know what I'm saying? It'll change the components of it. Yeah, P. Walker, thank you. You're welcome. With that, we're gonna get ready to close this show down. If you guys got any last questions, go ahead hit us with them. One other thing we want to say, we're on YouTube. Like and subscribe on the show. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. You know, you guys on YouTube are really watching the show. You guys are giving us thumbs up, but you guys don't do it as good as the guys on Rumble. The people on Rumble are making you guys look like fools. They're really embarrassing you guys. They're giving us thumbs up. They're watching the show. They're sharing the show. I mean, sometimes they even engage after. You guys on YouTube are lame. I don't understand. So like, subscribe, share the show on YouTube and Rumble, you know. And P. Walker, thank you for coming by. Awesome discussion. We try. We had a couple other topics we were gonna do. We'll do another one. It'll be a little bit controversial. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody mad at us. Yeah. Other than that, you guys enjoy your federal holiday tomorrow. Keep your head on the swivel because the fools are still out there and they're still talking about terrorist attack and World War III and also all this other good stuff. Keep your powder dry and have a good loadout. That's all I have to say.
Sounds great.
You know what I'm saying? P. Walker. Oh, you're stuck like Chuck.
You can't get rid of me.
Can't get rid of me now.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Uniform Tango. See you. Thank you for stopping through, my man. I really appreciate that.
Yep.
And it was somebody else that said something too. Oh yeah.
Like Prince said, controversy.
Yeah, controversy. Yep. We'll come up with something.
Yep. Try to
talk about. Yeah. And appreciate you guys for stopping through.
Absolutely.
You got anything, Al?
Yes, sir. As always, protect the Second Amendment.
That's right. If you don't love the Second Amendment, nobody else loves you.
Without the second, all the others are just thoughts.
Yep. All right. We'll see you on the range, guys.
See you on the range, guys.